Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. What's going on out there, man? I know the Niners clinched and the Ravens didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out here in Ravens Nation. Even though I'm an Eagles fan, I'm out here in Ravens Nation. I had to see all that traffic, man. It was kind of bad. Man, I I was watching it, you know what I'm saying? I don't really watch it, but I was watching it. And it wrapped up, man. But I seen the video, man. One of my homies, man, from when I was in South Carolina, he sent me little stuff all the time. And a couple weeks ago, he sent me a video. And in the video, the dude had already forecasted who was gonna be in the Super Bowl. And golly, guess who's going to the Super Bowl? You know, I sit back and I observe and I watch, man. I say, man, life as we know it in some ways it's a movie, you know what I'm saying? It could be a scary movie. If you're in touch with reality, it could be a scary movie, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of zombies out here, though. Let me tell you, it's a lot of zombies out, man. You know, in the movies, man, when, you know, it's either some kind of virus where you got to get bit or somebody got to sneeze on you or some crazy stuff got to happen and it's a bug going around and people dropping like flies. So y'all come in contact with the alien or the zombie or whatever. We talking about zombies, but you come in contact with the zombies and y'all make it out, man. Y'all make it to the other side. Y'all made it to close the door. Y'all in the vault. Y'all in a safe place. And you walk around and you doing an accountability check. And looking at everybody. You know what I'm saying? You like, you good? Because I'm good. And then you look over at your mans. You look over at your mans, you know what I'm saying? And his eyes don't look right, you know what I'm saying? Something wrong with his veins. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing, you know, we already know because you know, the reason why y'all was doing all that stomping around and knocking off heads before was because of the severeness of the situation. You were in dire straits, man. You had to get up out of there, so you had to do what you got to do. So, you know, when you look in your homie eyes, man, and you already see that whatever it was that was going on, you know what I'm saying? There's only one way to handle that situation, you know what I'm saying? And years ago, I said, man, I was like, man, 2/3 of us, you know what I'm saying, is about like that, man. Either distracted or, you know, misguided, or we got a lot of faith, but we putting it in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? That's faith misplaced. But you know, I used to be hard on myself when I said 2/3, but I came out in about 2-3 years ago. I heard somebody say 3/4. I said, yikes. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are in La La Land, man. Some of us we out there. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are out there and we don't know it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know it. We're not going to know it until somebody, you know, tap you on your shoulder or pull your coattail. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to know. Well, I'm here to tap you on your shoulder and pull your coattail. So I'm just looking at the state of boxing, you know what I'm saying? And looking at the landscape, you know, and judging what happened with Jaime Munguia and, you know, what people are saying about, you know, potential fights and things like that. Like, man, I'm almost to the point where I'll give my breakdown, but I'm almost to the point to where it gotta be the night before the fight and all coasts are clear and they getting ready to fight tomorrow before I could stamp any blood clot team, you know. But I figure I get on here, man, and you know, just give my take on the state of boxing right now and what's going on, and some of the marquee things that's been going on in boxing. You know, when the 6th, Virgil Ortiz got a stoppage against Frederick Lawson, you know, and remember that was the controversy because Tony Weeks stopped it. It was a first rounder, and you know, a lot of people like myself, I was like, man, that was a weak stoppage. You know what I'm saying? I think it's been described as. And he came out in his own defense and said that it was a known thing that guy Frederick Lawson had an aneurysm. So we started off really like one of the major headlines and one of the key players, Virgil Ortiz, finally get back in. We started off 2024 with controversy. You know what I'm saying? We started off 2024 with some controversy off the break with a ref, a controversial stoppage. You know what I'm saying? On that same night, O'Hara Davies got stopped by Ishmael Barroso. First round stoppage. I missed out on the plus 1300, man. It's this guy I be watching, man. I've been watching him for a while. He be on it, man. And I listened to Akim Barak, and you know, I listened to their parlay, and their parlay was wrong. And me and my lady was sitting there, and we was like, man, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't trust their parlay. I was like, man, my man say he putting up some things on that first round, and he came up, man. He came up. I think he came up like 46, or I think about 46 or 2400. Like he came up. But that happened, and that kind of shook up the landscape because O'Hara Davies was supposed to, you know, do his thing. He had been waiting in the wings, and it seemed like Rolly didn't really want to fight him, but Ishmael Barroso step up. You know what I'm saying? So we got to figure out what's going on, because there was an announcement that Rolly was going to fight Cruz. I know Ishmael Barroso was right there. So that happened. Arnold Barbosa came back in the ring after, you know, a nice little layoff, and you know, he got a stoppage against Indogeni, and that wound up being accumulation. We had the announcement that Jose Ramirez was actually basically introduced to Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying? I guess Golden Boy wanted him. He went back to Top Rank and told him what was going on, and Top Rank came back and said, you know, whatever they said, but it actually led to Jose Ramirez joining up with Golden Boy. And in 2024, the beginning controversial fashion, that was the same evening where B-Hop was getting harassed by Bill Haney, and he did the infamous shove. Cookie Monster body work. But yeah, that was the same night that B-Hop shoved Bill Haney, and everybody was like, oh man, he's so immature, and that's so unbecoming, and that's so it was some news. It was some news that came out here recently where a young man got I think they said he got yap slapped, you know what I'm saying, in training camp. How you get yap slapped in training camp? Oh man, you get yap slapped in training camp and got your sandals, you know what I'm saying, taken from you, you know what I'm saying, got your tennies. Somebody came up and took your tennies, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Queen, body work, exclamations, what's going on, man? Welcome back. A body work. You saw that live today with Bill Haney on Mill City. I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen that one. I was just hearing the stories, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to just get through the recap, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to get through this recap real quick and bring us up to date to what happened in January, and then I'm gonna lay it all out, but I'm just going over the timeline of events. So that was the January 6th fight. And then on the 7th, that's when Subriel Matias came out and he said the infamous T.O. and Devin is chicken and Rolly the Joker, and you know, that's when he was saying all of that stuff, you know, and you know, that's when I was basically saying that that's the first time in a long time I've seen somebody turn a peacock into a church mouse. I said, dang, I said, Subriel Matias, not only is he a librarian where he come through and he speaks and he makes everybody use their inside voices and lower your tone. And then we don't hear from him. Not only that, but he can change a peacock into a church mouse. Yikes. So that was the 7th, you know what I'm saying? I'm putting out, you know, I'm keeping the timeline. I'm wrapping up January, you know what I'm saying? That's only the 7th. So we was 7 days in. How long did they say it was created and what? So 7 days in, we got a referee controversial stoppage. We got Ishmael Barroso upsetting the apple cart. Jose Ramirez signing with Golden Boy, B-Hop, Shelvin Bill Haney, Subriel Matias coming out like a librarian. On the 13th, we had M. Billy and Rohan Murdoch, you know what I'm saying, where he was 52% with his power punches, you know what I'm saying? He's 26-0. I think he got 10. He got a lot of stoppages, man. He's on the trails of talking about Mr. David Morrell. Then we had Beterbiev getting another KO, you know what I'm saying, and Maloney and Sanchez. That next week, we had more controversy on the 20th when Natasha Jonas got that split decision win over Michaela Mary. And it was so much crying. It was the 96, 95, 93, 97, 96, 94. And Natasha Jonas got the nod. And a lot of people was basically whining and crying, man, for Michaela Mary, man. And then yesterday, we had Gabriela Fondora. We had the situation where Christina Cruz, at the end of that fight, you know, got hit. I think it was Gabriela Fondora's second punch. It wound up hitting her in the head because how she returned, she wound up hitting her in the back of the head, and she crouched over in an attempt to guard herself, and she like crouched over and walked away, which is a cardinal sin, and the ref called it. A lot of people had Christina up early on. You know what I'm saying? I was watching, I wasn't scoring, I did the live, so check that out, man. The live almost had 1,000 views. I didn't know that many people chimed in, man. I guess my internet was tripping because it wasn't even registering that I had all them people in my live. But I salute to everybody who came through and, you know, watched it or called it on the playback. But I was out there calling the fight. You know, I was getting bored into the Munguia Ryder fight, but then we had the Fulgham and Fox, which people was chiming in saying that, oh my gosh, it was a booming fight, boy. I had yawned so many times in that fight, man. I don't like all that grappling, man. It's like, y'all should just go over to the MMA and get a bag, man. Go over there, man. And then we had Collazo and Gutierrez, and it was Collazo by stoppage. And then we had Munguia, who was a minus 300 going into that fight, and Ryder was a plus 225. Stopped in the 9th via TKO. And to Munguia's credit, man, he stepped up, he showed up, he showed out, you know what I'm saying? He made a statement. You know, I was surprised. But then again, you know, when I look at it and I called it out, you could go back to the live. I always express myself about Ryder, and I actually said that Ryder gave Canelo a lot of problems, even though he was getting, you know, he got knocked down, and I said that Canelo couldn't go out to the club after that fight too. You know, and that night, so Ak and Barack, they gave their parlay, and their parlay of the night was Fondora moneyline, Munguia TKO, and think they had Fundora, Munguia. I forgot what the third bet was, but they wound up being right on that bet. But that's all the chain of events, man. And I'm go ahead and get to the chat. You know what I'm saying? So we can get into this. Let's see. Bill Haney said he met with Sandro Martin team for a fight. He also said Gervonta Davis' career was manufactured. Yeah, with that, like, you know, it's just like, I don't know, man. I try not to, you know, I've been watching that saga, man, and he avoided the question about declining the meeting with Subriel Matias, but Bill Haney confirmed he met with Sandro Martin. I cooked Bill at Coquee. GM, salute for being back in the building. Bill said Undisputed ain't the goal at 140, but when I said if y'all say y'all want Matias and TL, how is Undisputed not the goal? GM, dude is cap. You know, I've been trying to say it. It's just like, I mean, I could run down, I could do a presentation, man. I'm tired of beating that dead horse, man, because, you know, I always find myself, it's like a 6 to 8 month curve with me. I'll be saying stuff. Cookie Monster, salute. Hey, body work, can you make me background picture like that? But have my locks out. Yeah. Yeah. I got you. GM, what's up, body work? But yeah, I mean, you know, it's like a 6 to 8 month curve with me, and what I say, that's why I like when I'm saying it in real time, I get a lot of hate because I'm like the only one saying, and it's not easy to speak out against these people, man. Like, it's not easy to just, you know, stay on they, you know what I'm saying, necks and make sure that the truth stay out, because like people don't receive it, man. These people he got a hard D-high. Cookie Monster, oh shucks now, thank you. You welcome, Cookie Monster. But man, I'm like, it's 6 to 8 months. Because when people come around and they start saying it, and they be like, I've been trying to tell, it's like, man, you was not saying that, man, because it's not popular. You don't get growth like that. My saving grace is that when people finally get on to me, they go back down the track record and they look at the videos and they see that I don't really change. You know what I'm saying? I'm consistent with what's going on in activities in boxing, but my stances and everything, it don't really change. And in hindsight, man, I'll be right about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not always right, especially when it comes down to these fights, because you got to think, man, these fights, man, they stay kind of suspect, man. Some of these fights is looking kind of suspect, man. And I got a question, man, that I wanted to leave for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Before I really get back into the chat, really. I got you, Coquee. I'm getting ready read your next joint now, but I got a question now, because now, like, we all know that in the sport of boxing that it's always to your advantage to try to set up fights where you have more of the advantages. But if you always maneuver your career to where you always have all of the advantages, and you take an opportunity of somebody, like when they're inactive or when they coming off an injury, or if you make it a point to do that and then you win, like, if there is something going on and somebody cites some of the things that is going on, don't be mad. Don't be angry. Don't be upset. You know, it's still a constant thing where a lot of people are still out here whining and crying about somebody not getting their credit. I don't know a person on this planet that has not given the #1 pound for pound player in the game his credit for being that. I don't know not one single person who has not given him that credit. I don't know one. But I sure hear a lot of people, and like one of the things that people like to say, oh, you like to live through these boxes and you live vicariously through these boxes and all that. I mean, I'm like, what's the point of saying that? when you do the same thing. Let's just say we live vicariously. Let's just say we do. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say we do live vicariously through these boxes. If I was to admit that, you know what I'm saying? Yo, man, yeah. But y'all do the same thing because it's like y'all think that because Bud won and he did his job that somebody's supposed to get on their knees for y'all. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Your man won. Act like you won something before. And it's so weird. Because they'll tell you that, you know, somebody is pound for pound number one and that they should be in the mess hall with their chest out in one breath and then tell you why somebody else is high risk, low reward. Like, it ain't no, like, for the pound for pound number one, the apex predator, who's high risk for that? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, it's like, man, I don't understand it, man. I've never seen and heard so many grown men whine and cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never heard so many men whine and cry like, oh man, y'all just don't want to give them. It's like, whoever took away. I keep trying to tell y'all, and I've been trying to tell y'all, everybody that's been listening and watching. I know my A1 Aaron Jones, I know he know what I'm saying because I've been in the trenches, man, spitting that truth a lot of times, and I wasn't getting a lot, man. I was getting my views was in the teens. It was in the teens. They was in the 20s, and I knew it was good information. People come along on the back end, bigger channels was taken from it, regurgitating the same thing, putting their spin on it. They was mixing it, you know what I'm saying? That's why I came up with that Blue Magic series, you know what I'm saying? Y'all remember what Blue Magic is. You don't put cut on that. You know what I'm saying? Just roll it out. Just be like, oh, I heard this somewhere. You ain't even got it, but people be saying stuff all like, but it wasn't very easy to speak that truth. It wasn't very easy to speak that truth, but I do. And it's real odd that if you look at Canelo Alvarez, if you look at Bud, if you look at Devin, and if you listen to all the things, if you just went online, you just listen to all the things that people said about those boxers, and you agree with it all about how great they was. You could do all of that and agree with how great they were, but then you could ask Canelo to fight Benavidez, you could ask Bud to fight Boots, and you can ask Devin to fight Matias, and you might get cursed out. Stop me when I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying, y'all. And that's where I'm at with it. It's like you could have your man crush. You could have your, you know what I'm saying? You could have your man crush. You could live vicariously. I could be like, oh man, Bud tore his ass up. You know what I'm saying? Bud waxed his ass. You could say all that, but then I could turn around and say, but is he gonna honor that rematch clause? I might get cursed out. It's like, yeah, if you live vicariously, I'm not gonna praise and worship, man. I sell the knee pads. I don't wear them. I sell them. You know what I'm saying? But the state of boxing is all of the ones that people get online and they just, you know what I'm saying? They circle jerk, like I always say. They even, like, remember when I told y'all they be microwaving they research? Yeah, I got confirmation of that today, man. Like, people we look up to be microwaving their research, man, because they want to be first all the time. And then also they want to they don't want to show certain people that they, you know what I'm saying, are outside of the realm of how they see boxing. They don't want to offend too many fans. They don't want to disrupt the D-Hive. So they'll do stuff and say stuff to pledge allegiance. It's like a code word that they do. It's like a code saying, it's like, it's terminology to say, hey man, like, I know he be bullshitting, but I still rock with him type. You know what I'm saying? They got certain phrases. I'm going to let you go do your homework, and I'm going to let you figure out what those key phrases are. But you know it when you hear it. You know it when you hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to get out of the habit of saying I rock with such and such right before I give a criticism. I'm just going to give the criticism. I'm just going to give it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you rock with my channel, you know who I rock with. You see who I promote. You see who I speak. And you hear how I speak about these boxers. I don't really berate and belittle. I speak facts, and people be ready to curse me out. You know what I'm saying? I grace the channel. I'll be all polite. I'll say, hey, what's up? I'll go and comment. It was a dude I went and commented a month before. I was like, hey, what up, OG? You know what I'm saying? Much respect. You know what I'm saying? You speaking that truth. Not only did he ignore the comment, didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But then I see it and I'm like, okay, cool. It's something that we disagree about. I hop on the panel. Nothing but ultra facts. He snatched me down off the panel. I said, see, I like, it's crazy, man, when the old ones are turning into fools. You know what I'm saying? We got old fools out here. Always whining and crying and complaining about something. Always turn in some shape, form, and fashion. Always turn somebody down. I try to speak the facts. When it comes down to politics, I'll address the politics in the manner in which we need to address the politics. But I try not to omit certain things if we're going to be political. You know, I try to take the politics out of it. You know what I'm saying? And Coquee say, at GM, Bill Haney is a manipulator. He tried to control that conversation with rhetorical questions, and Mills saw his BS, but Mills kept it fair because Mills knew Bill is delusional. But I mean, that's, you know, and again, you know, I be rocking with it too, but you know, as far as interviews, it ain't no fun when you just, you know, I don't know what for me, the difference is, like, see, with Brian Custer, when he do it, he gonna ask something tough, and he gonna try to pin it down. He gonna get an answer. You know what I'm saying? It's like a soft touch interview. You get bits and pieces. You get sound bits. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can, you know, chime in, and you know it does contribute to things. But like the tough, I like the ones that can ask the tough questions without being sensational. Without looking to capture a sound bite. Without looking to capture a sound bite. They ask the tough questions, not looking to capture a sound bite. But the interview wound up being the classy because of the chemistry. You know what I'm saying? It really be the chemistry, because, man, this man go around on every channel saying the same thing. Rinse, wash, repeat. You know what I'm saying? He avoided the Matias question real quick. GML Bill said Boots is on the radar too. Yeah. Coquee GM, he was very careful about that too. Bub, salute. Body work. You know what I'm saying? Checking in. I appreciate that, bro. Salute. All he was doing was saying Tank's name. But that's always it. You know what I'm saying? That's always it. And I don't know if everybody really realized this, man, but like, you can say what you want about Tank, man, but he kind of got boxed in the stand still. You know what I'm saying? He kind of got boxed in the stand. Everybody want to wait. Finally, Tank is going to be, and I ain't heard nothing official from nobody, man. I ain't heard nothing official, man. Like, breaking news be changing, like people be breaking when, you know what I'm saying? Breaking news be like people breaking when. It's like, oh, okay, how it smell? Okay, yeah, you had some veggies, huh? You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, yeah, you don't believe fat meat be greasy, huh? That's how breaking news be nowadays. It be like breaking when. I ain't heard nothing, and all I know is every 5 minutes somebody gotta say, oh man, who was Tank? Oh man, I'm so pissed. When is Tank finally gonna? And then wanna knob slob Devin, you know what I'm saying, for what he did. I'm like, man, y'all don't like reality. Y'all don't like reality, man. People don't like reality. It's just like the whole rematch thing. It was a call to send to ask Devin to actually rematch Loma. If you would have asked for that, you would have got cursed out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you already know, I seen a dude who used Tank name to start off the title to an interview, and Bill wound up popping up. He just let Bill just get on there and just yabba dabba do his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm like, man, what's the purpose? Like, and then you didn't want to call somebody else a cheerleader and jump on the bandwagon to be able to say something bad about Tank. But I told y'all the secret, man. People talk a lot of stuff and all that about Tank and all that because he know that people ain't gonna have the energy really to combat it. It's like, we know why y'all saying it. That's one of them cold things that people do to pledge an allegiance, to be the opposite. It's just like just throwing out a blanket stupid statement of somehow disrespecting Floyd. It's like a code word so that you can actually signal to everybody else that, yeah, I'm on that, like, yeah, I'm with y'all too. That's all it really be. Because it don't really make sense. Like, people be so critical. Like, when somebody say anything about their favorite fighter and what they want them to do, and it's straight facts, it either get personal, either get, oh well, you that's from somebody never put on a pair of gloves. It's coming from a guy that, you know, yeah, okay. All right. Well, we know you don't have the answers. You know what I'm saying? When we use something you say about another fight, like how I broke down what Bernie said about Tio and how he broke down his fight and how he, you know, timed Josh Taylor and how he knew he was struggling with weight and how he knew he was struggling with time. When I point out that Bernie said that, and we can say the same thing about Earl, I was getting cursed out. I was getting called everything but a child of God. And y'all know my phrase. Stop me when I'm lying. Nobody can ever do that for some odd reason. It's kind of hard to stop me when I'm lying because why? I'm not lying. You just don't like the truth. But I heard Bernie. I seen the new interview where he kind of cleaned it up. He kind of want to be mute mouse now, yeah, because you know you be contradicting yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you hang with, who you box, who you used to fight, none of that means anything when you talking about boxing talk and dialogue and what's really going on. None of that even matters, man. It don't even matter, man. It don't even matter, man. What matters is that we start supporting the guys that are legit, the guys that's taking the sport serious, the guys that, like one of the subs said today, he was like, I'm just happy that the man is taking his craft serious. He was talking about Subriel Matias. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about Subriel Matias. He said, I'm just happy that the man taking his craft serious. A lot of them ain't taking the craft serious, man. That's what it really boiled down to. Everybody talking about the PBC right now and twerking for Turkey Mo. Yeah, man. Yeah, everybody, yeah, man, they twerking for Turkey Mo. Yeah, man, they are. Your channel's so calm and grown. Some of these other folks just yell and scream at that sub. I just like hearing your voice. Salute, Cookie Monster. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I'm trying not to do that, man. Even if we disagree, man. We ain't got to do all that. But I do get excited. But there be some people that be claiming that Kokui say Body Work Live a must watch. Appreciate that. And Cookie Monster say yes, he is. I appreciate that, y'all. But I'm like, you don't really got to do all that, man, when you disagree. You know, and it's kind of weird because right now, all the, like, I hear from everybody, all the big channels I be listening. You know what I'm saying? I watched a lot of them, and I like a lot of it. I don't agree with everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with everything. And some of them I just like to hear talk about certain subjects. Like, I don't like, there's certain ones I go to and I listen because when they talk about certain topics, because that's their lane and that's what they do. So I like listening to them in that lane. But that don't mean I agree with everything they say. And they don't like when it comes down to something that you don't agree with. Then they want to get loud and they want to yell and they want to do all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. But then if you Like me, I'm just a passionate person. When I get excited, my voice get loud. They'll start doing that corporate stuff. Oh man, calm down. You're making me nervous. Lower your tone. You're not gonna be disrespecting me. Like, ain't nobody disrespecting me. I'm a African American man, you know what I'm saying? I'm an African American man. I get passionate just like everybody else. You know, when they get to talking, man. But a lot of people would do that to you to disarm you. You know what I'm saying? They'll disarm you because then you have to stop and then you're trying to control you. I'm like, that's bull. Like, you done pulled the card. You know what I'm saying? It happened to be the whole one. And now they got to mute you or silence you. You know. But if you listen to a lot of these boxes right now, what's going on is in a roundabout way, they'll pretty much tell you that they don't have like a viable option. They'll tell you they don't have to fight a viable, logical option. I'm not talking about the politics stuff when people be playing promotional companies. Because people will pop up those promotional birds when they want to, you know what I'm saying, and then don't consider them when they're trying to make a point. And it's like, hold on, are we talking about, you know, stuff that can absolutely happen? Like, you know, they'll move, they'll flip-flop. They'll do that. Cookie Monster said they be calling grown ass men bees and all kind of crazy mess. Yeah. That's how you know. And then it be the things that trigger them. Like, man, if you ever, it's this one big channel. Man, you should, whenever they talk about a certain boxer, you can, because one of the great things about radio, especially when people tune in and they listen to you a long time, they can tell by your tone, your pitch, and all that. They be sounding like scorn, like they be sounding like the girlfriend. They like when they be sounding like I don't know, like I don't see how, and you know, I be like, what's wrong with your voice, dog? Like, he just asking your man to fight Subriel Matias, dog. I know y'all be at the arcade together, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but he just wants your homie to fight Subriel. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all be going to go get massages together and stuff. He just asking, like, we ain't got nothing to do with that. He just want your boy to get in the ring with Subriel Matias, man. You know what I'm saying? I know that y'all share that same skinny jean catalog. We know how close y'all are. Listen, we ain't involved in none of that. That's not none of our business. You know what I'm saying? That's not none of our business. We just want to know when your boy is going to get in the ring with Subriel Matias. That's all we want to know. Body work. One goofy asked Bill a question and Bill straight walked circles around the question, and then dude said that was a great answer. I can't stand these fanboys. Yeah, man. He said, yeah, like that was a great, yeah, like, I'm like, this dude eating on the interview. I'm like, they be doing the most, man. Like, and then be saying you a fanboy when you call that stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hearing all kind of stuff, man. I'm hearing Cookie Monster massages together. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm like, look, man, look, Cookie. I'm like, look. I know y'all get manicures. I know y'all get y'all manicures together. Whether it's French tip, it's clear. I know Meeling, you know what I'm saying, be doing her thing. You know what I mean? That ain't got nothing to do with us. You are a boxing podcast, and we want to know when is the undisputed champ, 2 division, who can walk on water and split the Red Seas, going to get in there with Little old Subriel Matias. Oh, dog, you know, y'all look, listen to him, man. Y'all always hating. Hating, dog. Hold on, dog. Explain to me. GM back at it says, shit. Subriel is 31 and a flat-footed. It makes perfect sense for Devin to fight him, right? Yeah. Yeah. Flat-footed. Y'all on one tonight, huh? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Cookie Monster, that's what they say. Yeah, like, it's like, dog, it's like, man, people be taking it there, and it's like, man, like, you, and then they'll get you off, but they take the stuff so personal, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I'm the type to where I try not to do the personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? I try not to talk about the personal stuff unless it involves, like the slapping or I ain't really even do nothing about that. I ain't do nothing about that. I did something about the shove, but I be doing stuff as it relates really to get these guys inside the ring. But the people that do all the personal stuff and they always doing the updates on the personal stuff, it's like, where do y'all be at when y'all gotta be having the personal stuff? Like, when y'all was trying to paint, people were trying to paint this one guy like to be such a role model and all this and all that. I'm like, well, just keep it boxing. You know what I'm saying? Just say he be knocking people out. Just keep it boxing. Cause y'all be wanting people to, you know, it's kind of crazy, man. I don't know when y'all be going to the cookout, man. I don't know what y'all be willing to do for him. I'm probably ain't gonna even be at no cookout, but I'm definitely ain't gonna be, you know what I'm saying, like going nowhere crazy at the cookout, at the link up. But the way they be, you know, they be acting like some Coming to America type. The Royal is clean, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, when was y'all was painting this man like to be this high standard, and when like, but y'all report on everybody else's personal issues. But when it was allegedly that this man had, you know what I'm saying? This man was I guess you could say that he had a what they say? Ooh, that song. There's a meeting in my. I guess he had a meeting in a bedroom with somebody that was considered the next of kin. I'm working on this whole. I'm working on how to be more I guess conducive to regular conversation. You know what I'm saying? But if he had a meeting in the bedroom with somebody that was involved with one of his next of kin, where was that report at? When you be reporting everybody else's bad news, that's what be making other people look. I be looking at them like, come on, dog. Like, you report on everybody else's stuff, but you don't report on your guy's stuff. But then every time somebody get up there and talk about something, you always interjecting something negative. Like, I heard some crazy stuff, man. I heard people trying to say, I guess he got the gloves like Trinidad. They were saying people still stoop real low. Oh, holler at me when he get a punch, when he run into a puncher. I'm like, this dude been fighting. Have you seen any of his fights? And if he easy work, just have your man get in the ring with him. But these are all the things that I hear and I see, man, when I be out and about. People be saying these talking points they be using and saying, man, like how they'll just, like they on a rampage, like right now, man, in some ways, Subriel actually calling out that man and doing it like that and calling him a chicken like that, man. In some ways, man, they got a lot of people doing what they always do to anybody that might have a potential fight with Devin Haney, start tearing them down. It's all, you know, it's already happened. They already got D-Hive members that come out and just swarm and just say stupid stuff. GM reading that just makes me laugh. Yeah. But I'm at a point now where, man, like, this is the vein. This is the line of thinking. If I should be able to ask Canelo Alvarez to fight David Benavidez, I should be able to ask Terrence Bud Crawford to fight Jaron Boots Ennis if he's not going to honor the Errol Spence rematch. I should be able to say that according to business, since Errol Spence had a rematch and he wants to enact it, that's his right, and I stand on it. Whether the same result is going to happen is going to happen, I should be able to stand on that and not get cursed out. I should also be able to ask Devin to fight Brill without getting cursed out. You know, I should be able to ask for these things. And we talking about boxing, but you know, I see a lot of people, because people be putting out information, and I'll be looking, I'll be like, dang, this information is, I just did this, and this information that's just coming out right now is very contrary to what I just put out yesterday. But this information I just came across is very contrary to what I put out 2 days ago. What a coincidence. At the end of the day, man, I ain't trying to be at the family picnic, man. I really ain't trying to be at the family picnic. You know what I'm saying? That's not really my intentions, dog. All I want to do is talk boxing, man, and grow the channel, man. People be hating on you. They be hating on you. They definitely be biting, boy. I like how my man came to me, man. That's why I rock with Bubs. Bubs was like, hey, man, I be wanting to know, man, can you show me something about them background? I'm like, yeah, man, I'll show you. Told him told him how to get started, how to do it. You know what I'm saying? My philosophy is we all can eat. Most people don't do that. They'll come in and get cool with you, and they'll act like this and act like that, and next thing you know, they doing the same thing. Or it'd be mighty similar, or it'd be a fragment or a vision or something. It's like, I respect somebody that come to me and be like, hey, man, ask me or help me do this, or man, how you do that? I'll tell you. But I done seen people, man, I linked up with people and they start like, man, they biting. They're straight biting. That's all it is. It's really just ciphering and they be siphoning you from your information, your ideas. They really just be biting. I say, man, might as well do it yourself, because just like they say, it's a boxing fraternity. The YouTube boxing community is a fraternity too, man. And they'll get to talking behind your back and saying little stupid stuff, and it's like, you know, that's why I was like, man, hey, if it's all on me, man, I can't nobody, you can't make or break me if it's all on me. You know what I'm saying? You can't make or break me if it's all on me. If I did it all myself, you ain't help me get there, you really can't help take me down. You know what I'm saying? If you try, I'm just gonna be a distraction to you. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of weird today's day and time. You know, I heard some news about where Tank gonna be fighting and this and that. A couple different sources, couple different places talked about that. And you know, I'm hearing that, you know, I guess Devin is proceeding with the Sandor Martin, which, if you go back to what I was saying, that was going to be the plan, you know, anyway. You know what I'm saying? That was going to be the plan anyway. It's always, you know, call out big names. You know what I'm saying? Fight a not so big name and do not so big numbers. And I was looking at everything. I was analyzing this whole Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman thing, and I'm so genuine with it that I was saying, look, when everybody was saying, man, Keith Thurman need to fight Boots, I was saying, man, I don't want to see Keith Thurman off of inactivity, you know what I'm saying, going to go fight Boots. I wouldn't want to see that. That was my theory. And then everybody was saying, well, you know, some powers that be that really didn't really know what they were talking about. They were just flopping some stuff out the ring. out in the wind trying to say that Bud was gonna fight Tim Tszyu next, and that's who he wanted, and this and this and that. You know, they didn't know what they was talking about, because come to find out, Tim Tszyu and Lubin was getting ready to get it on, and golly, Keith Thurman popped in the scene. I'm like, how could Bud have even been fighting, like, if no business was going on? Oh, so when you be talking, you just be talking. You know what I'm saying? That's just like the news about the one who the sheep were calling on, like what his true status was. When that came out, people coming out talking about, oh man, I ain't even know. I had just been saying, like, yeah, you just be saying a lot of stuff, and that might apply to a whole lot of different areas where you just be saying stuff that you don't even do the research. I told y'all they be microwaving the research, trying to be first, trying to show, you know, loyalty and camaraderie. Yeah, I'm gonna lie along with you. I'm gonna promote that along with you. Don't even qualify the stuff. Don't even qualify the stuff. So I'm looking at it like, well, Canelo, he's off the table. Ain't really been no word on Canelo. Earl got his rematch. How was it gonna be a Tim Tszyu? But then when I heard about Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman, he was asking what I think. You know what I said? I don't want to see Keith Thurman against Tim Tszyu Alpha Activity. It was the same answer. I didn't want to see Keith Thurman against nobody of note off of Activity. That's just me though. So a natural Tim Tszyu fan might say, "Oh, you just don't want." It's not no hate, because I was saying that Jermell Charlo. I was saying that Jermell Charlo. You a mess cookie monster. I was saying Jermell Charlo actually cleaned out the division. People say, "Oh, he want to duck this and he want to let Front Door do this." Jermell Charlo at 54 is in the position that Bud wants to be. Newsflash. He already got the Canelo fight. He got the bag. He didn't show up the way he was supposed to in that fight, but he already did what he needed to do at 54 when he cleaned out and cleared out that division. That should be the fight that you want, even if it is a step in preparation to go up higher to get Canelo. Go make an example out of Jermell. Y'all got history. You got footage being on the ring. They could chop that up, man. Especially if they go back and say what you said before Spence, and then say what you said before Jermell. That's already. Just add water. That's just pouring a little. You ask him, oh man, come on, man. Why y'all want him to fight Jermell Charlo? It's like what? Like this is the state of boxing, man. When you can't ask your pound for pound number one to fight nobody without all his knee pad wearing supporters getting their undergarments all in the tizzy. Just over embellishing. I'm like, man, like, I know people be, man, I hear people saying some weird, crazy. I'm like, man, how do y'all even deduct that he's the best, like the best ever? Like people be trying to say that he's the best ever. People be trying to say that he's the best ever. But how do we know? I don't know. I kind of like. I mean, I'm starting to lift up this whole standing. I'm starting to say, man, look, man, if we can't see them fighting the best, there he goes. Them Charlo brothers done lost their minds. I'm watching them put in that body work, but them fools crazy. Yeah, they might be off. You know what I'm saying? You know. They might be, but it's kind of weird, man. A man can't get a rematch if you state the obvious, especially when you add on to, like, when I be analyzing, man. When I analyze that whole Spence and Bud thing, Like if you sit back and you analyze it, it was like in a roundabout way, it's almost like Bud kind of chose when that fight was gonna happen. So you knew that waiting, you knew that having them sit out, you knew there wasn't gonna be no inactivity, you knew that as well. So it's like you knew that you was gonna add to the inactivity, and yes, that's a competitive advantage. But why get upset when somebody say that that's what that was, and Earl allowed that to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, you chose that man knowing he was struggling with weight at the time. You chose that man knowing that. And there was a lot of people that walked by like, I don't know how in today you could say you knew that Earl was messed up in whatever fight you want to claim. If it was anything after, because the accident was right after Shawn Porter. If you said that you knew that Earl was messed up in any fight after that accident, if you can say that you knew that then, what would change today? And if your man chose him after that to make it happen in the timing in which, and added to it by making the man even more inactive because he wanted that fight, and then raking him over the coals and muddying the waters of negotiation and all this back and forth, why you get upset when people don't want to get down on their knees? And they say, hey man, get a man a rematch. Do it again if he's so easy. What's so offensive about that? And this is classwork for me because I'm here to learn. I don't get it. What we be arguing about? What we be debating about? What are we upset with me about? Why are you upset with me when I say that your fighter, in another instance, and when I say that your fighter has always had all of the dimension advantages, the speed advantages, and they also play that activity game, and they also choose guys, when they fight him, they always fight him off of either a loss or a questionable performance. And I point that out, but I'm hating. Like, why are you mad at me? Why? I'm waiting on somebody to tell me. The state of boxing is that, you know, in today's day and time, it's a whole demographic of people that said that it was okay to turn down. Now, if you've never had a title shot, you haven't been getting it. Like, you're considered a high risk, low reward, meaning that you're a very tough fighter to fight. You know what I'm saying? You have not just been manufactured. You've been developed against this kind of fighter, that kind of fighter. You took a big name off of the board, but you have not gotten a title shot, and you're older or just as old as some people that are like really up against it as far as what fans want them to do legacy wise. It's okay to turn down your first $1 million and a shot at a title because you want a little extra money. Now, I understand it because you get hit in the head for a living. I understand it, and you do have the right to grab the bull by the horns in your career. And you have to assess those level of risk. But don't get mad at anybody out here that would say that's a duck. I don't know why that word is so offensive, but don't get mad. Don't get mad if you were in line to get to fight an eliminator, to get a title shot, and then you step out of line to go do something else. Don't be mad when people describe that as a duck. Don't be mad. Don't get mad if I call you a duck because you basically chose. Now you just signed to Golden Boy, but you done ducked 3 chances at a title opportunity. And if I can point that out about that in those other situations, all of those are in part of the same conversation. If anybody personally takes offense to any of that, then that's not an issue with me. That's an issue with, that's what the state of boxing is. And that's allowable depending on which fan base you're listening to. We're allowing that now. We're allowing that. And then when I listen to, look, I wanted to say this the other day. You know what I'm saying? I might close after this. Because we can always continue the state of boxing. And a lot of people chiming in. So I'll close on this. I'll say this. When I learned, because I try not to pocket watch, but people always bring it up. They always bringing this up. And then since lately I've been pushing for Subriel Matias because I like the momentum he have. You know what I'm saying? I want other boxers in Inoue. I've been pushing Inoue. I've been pushing Matias. I've been pushing the guys that's like, you know what I'm saying, that's doing the things that I want other guys to follow in their footsteps of doing. Not so much the social media stuff. That's a part. It's an aspect. But I've been pushing that. But in that vein, I've been getting some pushback. Not a lot, but for mainly the D-Hive. I've been getting a lot of pushback. And when I hear the price, I'm like, how you going to try to claim that this man was asking you to go from about $400K as estimated to asking for a full $4 million? And he know that and him and his team also know that it's documented that it was 1.5 and 1.5 between you and Regis and whatever the pay-per-view. But we seen what the pay-per-view did. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know if you're back in the green. But that alone, just like, so you like, that's because he's high risk, low reward. No, because if you think you can sell and y'all can make money, then you would want to take that, get that uni, and that's a super name on the belt. And maybe even you might want to take a slight little haircut just to make that happen, because that's a name. If somebody can come along right now and knock Subriel Matias off of his horse that he's on right now, if somebody can come along right now and do that right now while he's considered to be in his prime right now, man, you would get a lot of credit. But it's a reason why people ain't trying to do it. And they trying to come up with a lot of things, and they're saying a lot of things right now that don't really add up when you look down at it. And it's almost like, oh, you're just going to say those things now because you don't want your fighter to have to face them. So you already making waves. And it ain't no push. That's why I be, just like Inoue, I did a video about Inoue. Go back and look up that video with Inoue in it, man. He just got the Sugar Ray Robinson Award. And all these legacy people, all these people talking about legacy, they ain't talking about nothing like that. They are not talking about that. They're not talking about that. But they want their fighter to be on the front of Time magazine, and at the same time, in the same breath, tell you that Spence wasn't this and that, and he wasn't. So it's like, make them run it back. I wanted to see De Los Santos and Shakur run it back. Shakur said he would. Oh man, why would he do that? He already passed that test. It's like, okay, cool. Well, this is what I'm realizing. There are certain bosses know that if they can catch you at a certain time in your career or going through something, or I've like, Allah, think about, Maul. If he is to fight Canelo, he came back, didn't even fight. He didn't even fight at the weight, but you know what I'm saying, the weight was off. He came back, put on a great performance against Jose Benavidez. Now, oh my God, put on a great performance and everything, and now he might get a shot. Either him or they saying maybe Munguia. I don't know. I like to let everything pan itself out, research, read. You know what I'm saying? Let some things settle. There's a lot of things to be said in the impulse. We talking about knee-jerk reactionists and stuff like that. But it's the timing thing of when he wanted him. He wanted Jamel, he wanted him moving up like that. You know what I'm saying? Timing. You know what I'm saying? Catching him at that point in time. When Devin got Lomachenko, it was after Jermaine Ortiz and the war. Timing. You know what I'm saying? Because if we can do that like Bernie did with Teofimo, if we can point out those things in which Teofimo fought Josh Taylor, you know, with some of those weight issues and timing and all that, why can't we do that when it comes to our fighters and what their tendencies are? No, but then all of a sudden that's hating. Nah, man, that just means y'all move goalposts all around. And if we keep this up, if we always do it, if we always find an excuse, sometimes we talk about stuff, we argue about stuff that we absolutely have no control over. For real, where your favorite fighter fighting at, you don't have no control over it. When he fighting, you don't have no control over it. Who he fighting, you really don't have no control over it. You can speak to it, you can put it out there. But people don't even want to do that. They'll find more reasons why, he shouldn't fight him. Oh, what did he got to offer? Oh, no, he probably be cheating. Oh, man, well, he probably hitting people with stuff in his gloves. Oh, man, he would name somebody on his record. It'd be all the kind of stuff, man. It'd be all kind of crazy stuff they be coming up with. But realize that when your guys are some of those top 3 guys that I named, those top 3 guys like Canelo, Devin, and Bud, when your guys are those top guys and you find yourself having those conversations, just remember that the rest of the sport is going to model. There are people that's up there looking at it like, oh, okay, cool. I could, as long as I win, at the end of the day, if my whole thing is just to keep my O, as long as I win, as long as I get that dub at the end, that's all that matters. Yes, in a way, that's all that matters. But if you want money and you're going to be demanding this and this and this, the fans want a performance. And the numbers is not going to lie. But we're fools when we try to bring those kind of things up now. Just remember that this is the state of boxing that we are contributing to. You know what I'm saying? Either you're contributing to it in a good way or a bad way. I understand you ignoring something every now and then, but if you always riling down something bad or negative or some controversy about this one over here, do it to your own sometime. Do it to your own sometime. And be real, man. Stop thinking everybody always being personal when it comes down to talking about boxing, when they bring up facts that are really facts. Because people be saying facts and they don't be facts. So, you got to think about it, man. I think Munguia, man, he looking like he might be a prime candidate for Canelo. What would be acceptable for me? I know Bivol and Beterbiev is getting that thing on, but what would be acceptable for me? I can't knock Maul from getting his shot now. So that's because I did something about him and how they aged him out. They aged him out. I called it out. What is it coming up on 2 years ago now? Like maybe it's coming up on 2 years now. They aged him out. I don't mind him getting his shot. You know what I'm saying? I hope he don't do what Mel did. I'm waiting to hear back from Mel. Like, who's next, man? Can we, is we gonna get that same energy that you had for Bud? Just as well. I would love to see Bud and Mel, but I can't ask for Bud and Mel. Oh man, Canelo already said he ain't doing that. Okay, cool. Can't get Bud and Boots. We can only get Bud and Canelo. Now Zoo is off the table. And we're only talking about this because Earl and his rematch. I can't even get business-minded people to recognize business and acknowledge business in a rematch. This is the state of boxing now, y'all. This is the state of boxing where we can't ask these guys to fight anybody. And if you're making too much money, we can't even ask you to fight whoever we want. Why? Because whoever we ask you to fight, it don't even matter. Because if it don't make money sense, they're not gonna make the fight. I try to consider that when I'm talking about boxing. A lot of people don't. They pick, choose, and refuse when they want to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep that in mind when I'm talking about it. Understanding that we really don't have any control. I think that if we all were in unison about some things, You know what I'm saying? We were all lock and step about some things. Maybe we ain't gotta be sitting around, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we ain't gotta go to the family picnic together. Maybe we can be echoing the same thing online and reverberating that up and to where the suits hear it enough and then they actually listen. We ain't gotta be BFFs. You know what I'm saying? Poquee back in the building saying facts. That might be. So that's my thought, man. And we gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta put energy into the ones that are doing what we want. We gotta put energy. We gotta salute the ones that are actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, dedicating themselves to the craft. Like, putting in that work, right? We gotta feed that. We gotta feed in that. We gotta like push it. We gotta promote it. We gotta let people know that, hey man, this man over here putting in work. This man over here saying, man, he want all the straps. Like, this man saying, man, he ain't, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we gonna make some money, but this man wanna fight you. This man say, you know what I'm saying? He got your number. This man say he can beat you. This man say he willing to work it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sit down with him, talk to him. You know what I'm saying? This man say, hey, sit down, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Let's iron out a deal. I want to fight you. But yeah, like, this man saying he want to fight you. If you're in your division, y'all can make the deal. Nothing personal. Ain't nothing personal. Can y'all make the fight? And then people, you know, this is the last thing. I promise you, y'all. I'll close out after this. I promise y'all this. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really didn't get on live to complain tonight. I just really want to give a state of boxing, man. And I just think that we gotta question, man, where is it at? And are we catering to people? Are we catering to things that's not gonna help us get the fight? You know what I'm saying? Do we just wanna do we just wanna be right? We just wanna be right all the time? Cause you being right could be everything wrong for the sport of boxing, like all the time. Like, if you're always right and you're thinking and your logic and everybody's going down that big broad highway, more than likely that ain't the right way to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking that, can we keep the same level of accountability for all of the fighters, not just the ones you don't rock with. You know what I'm saying? Not just the ones you don't rock with, but for all of them. And I think a lot of us be aiding and abetting, man. Like, when we let people come on and we just allow people to say anything, and we don't be like, huh? Like, even in interviews, like, if you don't be like, huh? Like, hold on. Like, in a roundabout way, you're aiding and abetting, man. Like, you're assisting somebody, like, in like berating somebody. Like, you assisting in it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's like unfounded, like if it ain't no truth to it. Now, if they speaking ultra facts of these events, dates and times, and these things happen, okay, cool. But I don't think that we really think about the result of what we do and what we say. I think for the moment we just want to be so cool and get our laughs and stuff like that. But in the long haul, man, it's kind of hurting the sport, man, because we're making standards now. Like, you know, when you call somebody like the greatest to ever lay something up, and then, you know, people start watching and looking, like, they start figuring out a way to where This is all I gotta do to win. It's just as long as I just do this and this and that. I'm not talking about them ones where like every now and again you get a hairy one like Floyd. Floyd had a couple times where he got in there and you know what I'm saying? But like don't let that be like where you could just shove that down everybody's throat to it. That's how you gonna do it, and that's just it. It's like, all right. Don't complain when people be like when because now fans start to bring up the business side even more now. They starting to bring up the money side even more now. They starting to bring up A side, B side, all that kind of stuff. We already know in a roundabout way how it should go and how it could happen, but come on, man, we gotta start being real. Like when we know people don't really want, you know what I'm saying? When it's like plain as day, clear as the air that we breathe, but need. We gotta be real about what's really going on, man. We really do. But that's my state of boxing, man. I think that, you know, it's some good things on the board. You know what I'm saying? Like I think maybe having Fundora at the bottom of that card might have kind of tweaked my perspective of that card. I still wasn't sure whether or not it was pay-per-view, but again, my stance did not change on Keith Thurman. I didn't want to see him against anybody of note coming off of activity, whether that was Boots or now being Tim Tszyu. I didn't really want to see Tim Tszyu and Bud. I thought that it'd be a good fight if it ever happened, but I want to see Bud and Jermell Charlo, because Jermell Charlo is the one. Jermell Charlo is the one that kind of cleared out that division. And Tim Tszyu got his belt in the same manner that Boots got his. I'm all for the Boots stuff. I don't hear much coming from Boots and them. I'm not even sure if Boots and them really want the Bud thing. I think maybe it's some of it's, I don't know. I haven't heard anything, you know what I'm saying? I mean, other than, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But you can't be, I felt like that before where you was out there just promoting and pushing for something and pushing for something and pushing for something. And maybe that's not even what your guy want. You know what I'm saying? But who am I? You know what I'm saying? That's all. You know, I just wanted to get a state of boxing. I ran down the events. I did that closest to the beginning. So if you want to know, I'm going to be doing this all the time. This is a recap of January and everything that was really of note up until that time, because everything else is really just cannon fodder. You know what I'm talking about? But salute to Koqui and Cookie Monster and GM and who else was in the building? Bubs. Yeah, all my folks, man. All my regulars was in here today. Salute to y'all, man. Y'all really encourage me, man. I come on here just to kick it with y'all sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know my thing is my videos. I put everything into my videos. My live is where I actually want to talk to the people. You know what I'm saying? People that rock with me, people who don't. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I'm burner account friendly. When I have that burner account, know that this is a burner account friendly. We're not boxing monogamous here. You know what I'm saying? We like all different kinds of boxing. You know what I'm saying? We're not just privy to just like one and just have one and have to defend one. You know, but thanks for everybody who came through and supported me today, man. I mean, you know, it's always something when people come through and holler at your boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to keep a regular on this whole live thing, and it's a way for me to actually talk to a lot of people that be in the comment section or people that just want to talk boxing, depending on the topic. You know, I try to switch it up, and I'm really pushing towards these new champions, man. These champions, the one that's dedicated, you know what I'm saying, to their craft. They're seeking the smoke, taking deliberate steps, you know what I'm saying, and really trying to stamp like real legacy. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get to the bag. They're gonna get to it, but trying to stamp real legacy, not just social media and all this other stuff that's going on. Somebody hit a comment. Bubs back with that flame emoji. Salute, Bubs. I'm getting ready to wrap it up, man. But that's just it, man. I just wanted to give a little, state of boxing. You know what I'm saying? I'm still optimistic about the sport of boxing, man. I think we could do a little bit better, man, out here in fan land. You know what I'm saying? To where, you know what I'm saying, we can kind of put the reins back on this thing, and I think we can get what we want, man. I think we all divided. You know what I'm saying? Like the Tower of Babel. You know what I'm saying? So I think if we start speaking the same language and letting standards be standards and not goalpost moves, I'm thinking we'll get a little bit closer to what we want. I'm not sure. But thanks for tuning in here at Bodywork Boxing. We don't take things for face value. We do that body work.